Okay, good afternoon, students. Today we'll see about the respiratory system. Okay, if you see this anatomy of this respiratory system, okay, it's more mainly this respiratory system is going to be provides the exchange of gases, okay, between the atmosphere, blood, and the tissues. Clear? See, what is this respiratory system, which is going to provide, okay, what it is going to be provides, that is exchange of gases, okay, that is between atmosphere, that is the atmospheric air, the blood, and the tissue cells. Okay, this is the main important of this respiratory system. Okay, what is this respiratory system? Okay, it is going to be provides the exchange of gases between the atmospheric air, blood, and the tissues. Okay, right, and it mainly consisting of, if you see, this respiratory system mainly consists of, that is nose, pharynx, okay, larynx, trachea, bronchi, and the lungs. Okay, these are the different parts of this respiratory system, right? See, what is this respiratory system, which is going to be provides the exchange of gases between the atmospheric air, blood, and the tissue cells. And if you see, this respiratory system mainly consisting of the nose, pharynx, larynx, okay, trachea, bronchi, and the lungs. Clear? And if you see, based on the structure, it is divided into upper respiratory system as well as the lower respiratory system. Okay, based on the structure, this will be divided into upper respiratory, okay, system, and the lower respiratory system. Okay, the parts of this upper respiratory system like nose, okay, nasal cavity, and pharynx. Clear? And the parts of this lower respiratory system, larynx, trachea, bronchi, and the lungs. Clear? See, this is based on the structure. This respiratory system is divided into upper respiratory system as well as the lower respiratory system. Right? The upper respiratory system includes the nose, nasal cavity, and the pharynx, and the lower respiratory system includes the larynx, trachea, bronchi, as well as the lungs. Clear? And next one is based on the function also, this respiratory system, which will be divided into two types. Okay, next one is based on the function, okay, which will be divided into, that is conduction zone, and next one is the respiratory zone. Okay, that is based on the function. This respiratory system is divided into conduction zone and the respiratory zone. Conduction zone, all except the lungs. Okay, the remaining parts except the lungs, you will call it as a conduction zone, and the respiratory zone includes only the lungs. Okay, this is based on the function. This respiratory system is divided into conduction zone and the respiratory zone. Okay, conduction zone, all the parts of respiratory system except the lungs, we will call it as a conduction zone. And in case of respiratory zone, which includes only the lung. Okay, one by one, we'll see about the different parts of this respiratory system. First, we'll see about the nose. Okay, first one is the nose. Okay, it's a major entrance and exit for the respiratory system. Clear? So this will be acting like a major entrance or exit, okay, for the respiratory gases. Okay, it is mainly divided into external nose. Okay, it is divided into external nose, and next one is internal nose. Okay, again nose will be divided into external nose and the internal nose. This internal nose you will also call it as a nasal cavity. Clear? See, this nose is divided into external nose and the internal nose. Okay, this internal nose you will also call it as a nasal cavity. Okay, first we'll see about this external nose. Okay, this external nose is made up of bones and hyaline cartilage. Okay, mainly which will be made up of bones and mainly hyaline cartilage. Okay, this external nose is made up of bones and the hyaline cartilage. Okay, see what are the bones are included in this external nose, that is frontal bone. Okay, consisting of the frontal bone and consisting of the nasal bone and consisting of, okay, maxillary bone. Okay, what are the different bones will be included here? That is frontal bone, okay, nasal bone, and next one is the maxillary bone. Okay, next one is the different cartilages that are included, like, okay, septal cartilage. Okay, next one is alar cartilage and lateral cartilage. Okay, see, external nose I told you, which is made up of bones and the hyaline cartilage. The bones include the frontal bone, nasal bone, and the maxillary bone. And the cartilages includes the septal cartilage, alar cartilage, and the lateral cartilage. Okay, see, these are the different bones and the cartilages that are going to be included in this external nose. Okay, and if you see, the openings of the external nose is known as nostrils. Okay, the openings of this, okay, external nose we will call it as a nostrils. Okay, what is this nostrils? The opening of this external nose we will call it as a nostrils. Okay, this is about the external nose, and next we'll see about the internal nose. Okay, next one is internal nose. Okay, this we will also call it as a nasal cavity. And if you see, inferior to the nasal bone and superior to the oral cavity, okay, it is going to be, you will call it as a nasal cavity. Okay, where it will be present inferior to the nasal bones and superior to the oral cavity. Okay, and superior to oral cavity, you are having this nasal cavity. Okay, and posteriorly if you see, it merges with pharynx. Clear? Posteriorly if you see, it is going to be merges with the pharynx. Okay, anterior portion, okay, just inside the nostrils, okay, you will call it as a vestibule. Okay, what is this vestibule? Whatever this anterior portion that will be present for this internal nose, okay, anterior portion just inside the nostrils, you will call it as a vestibule. Clear? And next one is this nasal septum. Okay, one septum will be present, you will call it as nasal septum, and this nasal septum is going to be divides this nasal cavity into right and left sides. Okay, right and left sides of this nasal cavity is going to be divided with the help of this nasal septum. Okay, it is having large inferior respiratory region. Okay, it is having large inferior, okay, respiratory region, and it is having very small superior olfactory region. Okay, it is also having small superior, that is olfactory region. Clear? See, these are the two regions that will be present in case of the nasal cavity, that is large inferior respiratory region and the small superior olfactory regions will be present. See, apart from that, this nasal cavity, which is also consisting of the spongy bones, okay, consisting of the spongy bones, you will call it as a concave. Okay, the spongy bones present in the nasal cavity, you will call it as a concave, and again, which will be divided into superior, middle, and inferior concaves. Okay, this concave will be divided into superior, middle, and the inferior concaves. Clear? And which also consisting of, that is paranasal sinus. Okay, consisting of paranasal sinus and also nasolacrimal ducts. Okay, and also nasolacrimal ducts mainly opens into this nasal cavity. Okay, see, this is about the nasal cavity. Okay, where it will be present inferior to the nasal bones and superior to the oral cavity. You are having this internal nose. Okay, and posteriorly it is going to be merges with the pharynx. Okay, in the anterior portion, just inside the nostrils, you are having this vestibule, and having one septum, you will call it as a nasal septum, which will be dividing this nasal cavity into right and left sides, and it consisting of the large inferior respiratory region and the small superior olfactory region. Clear? And this nasal cavity consisting of the spongy bones, we will call it as a concave, and this concave will be divided into three types, that is superior, middle, and the inferior concave, and which also consisting of the paranasal sinus and that is nasolacrimal ducts, which will be opens into this nasal cavity. Okay, next we'll see what are the functions of this nose. Okay, see, we had seen the nose, which will be divided into two parts, that is external nose and the internal nose. And next we'll see what are the different functions, okay, of this nose. Okay, the first one is warming, moistening, and filtering the air. Okay, this will be useful for warming, okay, moistening, and filtering the air. Okay, next one is detecting olfactory stimuli. This will be useful for detecting olfactory stimuli, and it also modifies speech vibrations. Okay, it also modifies speech vibrations. Clear? So these are all the different functions of the nose. Okay, what are the different functions? Like warming, moistening, and filtering the air. And next one is detecting the olfactory stimuli. And next one is the modifies the speech vibrations. Okay, so this is all about the nose. And next we'll see about the next part of this respiratory system is known as pharynx. Okay, next one you will call it as pharynx. Okay, it is a tube formed by the skeletal muscle and it continues with the nasal cavity. Okay, what is this pharynx? It is a tube, okay, formed by skeletal muscle. Okay, tube formed by skeletal muscle, and it continues with the nasal cavity. Okay, it is going to be continuous with nasal cavity. Okay, from the nasal cavity, the continuous next continuation part, you will call it as the pharynx. Okay, what is this pharynx? Which is a tube formed by the skeletal muscle, and it is continuous with the nasal cavity. And if you see, it is divided into three parts. The first one is, you will call it as nasopharynx. Next one is oropharynx, and the third one is laryngopharynx. Okay, it is divided into three parts, that is nasopharynx, oropharynx, and laryngopharynx. Okay, we'll discuss one by one these different parts of this pharynx. First, we'll see about the nasopharynx. Okay, if you see this nasopharynx, which is a superior portion of the pharynx, okay, which is a superior portion of the pharynx, and it lies posterior to the nasal cavity. Where it is present, lies posterior to nasal cavity and extends to the soft palate. Okay, finally it will be extends to the soft palate. Clear. And it is lined with pseudostratified ciliated columnar epithelium, okay, which is mainly lined with, okay, pseudo stratified ciliated columnar, okay, epithelium. Okay, and because of this kind of epithelium, which is going to be moves the mucus downwards. Clear. See, it also exchanges a small amount of air with the auditory tubes. Okay, mainly this type of nasopharynx, which can also exchange, okay, that is very small amount of air with the auditory tubes. Okay, so this is about the first one, that is nasopharynx. Okay, what is this nasopharynx? Which is a superior portion, okay, and it lies posterior to the nasal cavity, and finally it is going to be extends to the soft palate. Okay, and it is made up of pseudostratified ciliated columnar epithelium, and which, okay, small amount of air is going to be exchanges with the auditory tubes. Okay, next we'll see about oropharynx. Okay, next part is known as oropharynx. Okay, it is intermediate portion of the pharynx. Okay, it is an intermediate part. Intermediate part means it is the middle part of the pharynx. You will call it as oropharynx. Okay, and it lies posterior to the oral cavity. It lies, see, posterior to oral cavity. See, that's why it is known as oropharynx. If you see nasopharynx, that lies posterior to the nasal cavity, that's why you will call it as a nasopharynx. Okay, oropharynx means it lies posterior to the oral cavity, that's why you will call it as a oropharynx. And it can also extend, okay, that is from soft palate to hyoid bone. Okay, where it is going to be extended, that is from the soft palate to the hyoid bone. Okay, nasopharynx is extended till the soft palate. From the soft palate to the hyoid bone, we are having this oropharynx. Clear. See, it has both respiratory and the digestive functions. Mainly, if you see this oropharynx, it has both respiratory and digestive functions. Clear, serving as a common passage for air, food, and drink. Okay, see, because which is having both the functions, respiratory and the digestive functions, which will be serving as a common passage for the air, food, as well as the drink. Okay, and it is lined with non-keratinized. Okay, it is made up of non-keratinized stratified stratified squamous epithelium. Okay, so this is about the oropharynx. Okay, this is an intermediate or the middle part of the pharynx. We will call it as the oropharynx, and it lies posterior to the oral cavity, and it is extend from the soft palate to the hyoid bone. Okay, it is having both the respiratory and the digestive functions. Okay, which will be serving as a common passage for air, food, as well as the drink. Clear, it is lined with non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. Okay, and the third part of the pharynx, we will call it as the laryngopharynx. Okay, laryngopharynx. It is inferior to the oropharynx and the posterior to the larynx. Okay, if you see the location, it will be inferior to oropharynx and it is posterior to larynx. Okay, it lies with stratified squamous. Mainly it is made up of stratified squamous epithelium. Okay, anteriorly mainly it opens into larynx. Okay, anteriorly it is going to be opens into the larynx and posteriorly enters into the esophagus. Okay, posteriorly enters into the esophagus. Okay, see these the different parts of the pharynx. Okay, see what are the three different parts, that is nasopharynx, oropharynx, and the laryngopharynx. And if you see this laryngopharynx, okay, it is present inferior to the oropharynx and it will be present posterior to the larynx, and it is made up of mainly the stratified squamous epithelium. Okay, anteriorly which is opens into the larynx and posteriorly which will be enters into the esophagus. Okay, and next we'll see about the larynx. The third part of this respiratory system is the larynx. Okay, this larynx we will also call it as a voice box. Clear, this larynx you will also call it as a voice box, and it is a cartilaginous structure, connects the pharynx to the trachea. Okay, connects the pharynx to the trachea. Okay, this pharynx to the trachea is going to be connected with the help of this larynx. Okay, see whatever this larynx, okay, that will be present, which is a cartilaginous structure that is going to be connects this pharynx with the trachea. Okay, it helps to regulate the volume of air that enters and leaves the lungs. Okay, how much amount, okay, the amount of air that is going to be entering as well as leaving the lungs, okay, is going to be maintained with the help of this larynx. Okay, the amount of air that is going to be entering and leaving the lungs is going to be maintained with the help of this larynx. Clear? See, and this larynx is mainly made up of three parts. The first one is thyroid cartilage. It is consisting of thyroid, okay, cartilage. Okay, that is, it's an anterior part, anterior to the larynx, which is made up of this thyroid cartilage and which consisting of epiglottis. Okay, it is a superior part of this larynx and it consisting of cricoid cartilage, made up of cricoid cartilage, that is inferior part. Okay, so these are the three parts of this larynx, that is thyroid cartilage, that is the anterior portion, and epiglottis in the superior part, and the cricoid cartilage in the inferior part. Okay, we'll see one by one about these three different types of cartilages that's okay forming this larynx. Okay, the first one is, we will call it as a thyroid cartilage. Okay, first one is thyroid cartilage. Okay, this thyroid cartilage, another name is Adam's apple. Okay, another name for this thyroid cartilage is Adam's apple. See, uh, see why it's got the name as an Adam's apple, okay, which will be in the shape of an apple. See, it's got a name as Adam's apple. Clear? See, mainly it's consisting of two fused plates of hyaline cartilage, okay, that forms the anterior wall of the larynx and gives the triangular shape. Okay, and if you see here the shape of this, okay, which will be like this. See, this is the shape of this thyroid cartilage. Okay, and if you see this part, you will call it as epiglottis. Okay, next one is you are having this one is thyroid cartilage. So this is in the shape of an apple, and see this one is you will call it as cricoid cartilage. Clear? See the three different parts. See, that is thyroid cartilage. Okay, next one is the epiglottis, and the third one is the cricoid cartilage. Okay, this is what we are going to be discussing now, that is the thyroid cartilage. Okay, this thyroid cartilage actually it is consisting of two fused plates of hyaline cartilage, okay, which is made up of two fused plates of hyaline cartilage, okay, which is forming the anterior wall of the larynx and which is going to be giving a shape of a triangular shape. Okay, see, it is present in both males and females. If you see this type of thyroid cartilage present in case of both males and females, but larger in case of males when compared to the females. Okay, and next one is one ligament, okay, that is going to be connects the thyroid cartilage and the hyoid bone is thyrohyoid membrane. Okay, see, one ligament, okay, that is going to be connects this thyroid cartilage to hyoid bone. Clear? See, what is this ligament? This you will call it as thyrohyoid membrane. You will call it as thyrohyoid membrane. Okay, if you see, this one is known as this thyrohyoid membrane. Clear? See, this is about the thyroid cartilage. Okay, this we will also call it as Adam's apple. Okay, if you see, it is made up of two fused plates of hyaline cartilage, and it is present in case of both males and females. And males having the larger thyroid cartilage when compared to the females, and which is also having one ligament that is going to be connecting this thyroid cartilage to the hyoid bone, that we will call it as thyrohyoid membrane. Okay, and next we'll see about the epiglottis. Okay, this part. Okay, if you see this epiglottis, it is a large leaf-shaped piece of elastic cartilage. Okay, it is a leaf-shaped piece which is made up of elastic cartilage. Clear? See, thyroid cartilage, which is made up of hyaline cartilage, and this epiglottis is made up of elastic cartilage. Okay, and the stem of this epiglottis is attached with the anterior rim of the thyroid cartilage and the hyoid bone. Clear? See, if you see this epiglottis, this is going to be attached with the anterior rim. Okay, this is going to be attached with anterior rim of thyroid cartilage and the hyoid bone. Clear? See, this is going to be attached with the anterior rim of thyroid cartilage and the hyoid bone, and the superior portion of, if you see, the superior part of this epiglottis is unattached and it is free to move like a trapdoor. Clear? The superior portion is free and it is unattached. Okay, which will be acting like a trapdoor. Okay, during swallowing, see what happens in case of during swallowing. Okay, the larynx is going to be rises. Okay, during swallowing the larynx is going to be rises and epiglottis form a lid over the glottis. Okay, here the epiglottis is going to be form a lid over the glottis. See, this is about the epiglottis. Okay, what is this epiglottis? Which is a leaf-shaped structure and it is made up of the elastic cartilage and it is attached to the anterior rim of this thyroid cartilage and the hyoid bone. Clear? And superior, if you see, it is free and it is unattached. See, because of that, which is free to move like a trapdoor. Okay, during swallowing, this larynx is going to be rises and the epiglottis, which is going to be forming a lid over the glottis. Okay, so this is about the epiglottis. Okay, and the remaining part of this larynx is going to be discussed in the next class.